Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome to Sanity and Success for Summer, your masterclass that's going to help you feel like you're winning all through the summer holidays this year. We're going to have some fun. We're going to get prioritizing. I'm just going to turn the music down. Yes, we are going to have a good summer this year. I can't turn this thing off now. So welcome to this session. If we haven't met before, hi Hayley, how you doing? If we haven't met before, I'm Michelle and I'm an holistic life coach for mums in business, helping you create more time in your busy days, helping you feel calm, prioritize your well-being, soothe your nervous system, and generally find balance in your life, motherhood, and your business. I feel like we're always rushing. I feel like we're always running out of time to do the things that we really want to do in life, and we need to start getting a lot more intentional with how we live our lives in order to achieve this. So success, or sanity and success, is one way that we're going to help you do this. So drop in the comments if you're watching live or watching the replay how you're feeling about the summer holidays. Like what have you got planned? How are you feeling about it? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel excited? And how do you normally find the summer holidays? Just check that I'm all live properly here as well. Cool. Yes, so life really is about ups and downs, and the summer holidays can present some challenges. The summer holidays can present some of the unknowns. You've got a lot to juggle. You've got your work, you've got the family life, you've got the children around, you've got their emotions to deal with. Sometimes routines can get a little bit chaotic as well. You know, we tend to go to bed a bit later, and then we get a bit more tired, and then emotions can become a bit more heightened. So yeah, it can be a bit of a challenge. There's a whole duality for me, especially. Like, there's a duality of emotions involved in the school holidays. Like, I always dreamed of having a business that could be flexible, that I could run flexibly around my family. This was before I even had children, so it had always been a dream. But the reality of that can be very different, because for me, I love my business. I am so passionate about my work and about helping people. I want to be showing up for people. I want to be supporting my mums. But likewise, I've got my boys who are my priority, and it used to be the case that I wanted my business so much, plus I felt the pressure, the financial pressure of, you know, earning money and, you know, contributing to the household income, that my business kind of took over. And it was a case of my family had to fit into my business. So I've had to have a massive mindset shift, because when your children start telling you, "Mummy, you're on your phone too much," or your husband starts getting annoyed with you, I think it rings alarm bells, and you have to sort of try and reprioritize. But it's very difficult sometimes to know how to reprioritize when you can't really see where you're trying to go, where you can't see the different steps that you would need to take to create the new ideal situation. So I was finding that I used to feel so guilty when I was with my children, because I wanted to be working, or I was thinking about work. I wanted to be with the boys, but I was thinking about work, so I wasn't fully present in the moment. I was always thinking of the next thing and like what I should be doing when I get home, or whatever, if we were on a day trip. And then when I was working, I was feeling really guilty that I was neglecting my children. And there was this whole duality, you know, there's a lot of pressure, wanting to work, delivering the income, the juggle. So this is about helping you manage those emotions, helping you get clear on what you want to prioritize over the summer. So let's do it. Let's dive in. It's really about how you're going to handle the ups and downs during the summer holidays. In the reality, like six weeks feels like it's forever. But I've found since I've been practicing with my mindset and everything, it actually goes very quickly. I'm one of these mums who loves having my children at home. I get really sad when I hear people or parents saying, I can't wait for the holidays to be over. Oh, I can't wait to get back into routine, to normality. Thinking, well, surely having your children around should be the normality, because you have children, and surely enjoying time with your children and feeling present and having adventures and fun should be normality. And yeah, I want to help more mums enjoy the summer holidays, basically, during and juggle the work as well. And whether you let the emotions drag you down, or are you going to be one of those people, one of those mums, one of those women who, because let's face it, you're a woman in your own right, are you going to respond calmly to everything, to the juggle, go with the flow more, trust your instincts? Yeah, let's see. So I can't remember if I wrote about having a journal in front of you. There is going to be some journaling involved here. So the first thing I want you to think about is, realistically, what kind of budget have you got for the summer holidays? So this is for the children, like, and for fun, family fun. Like, what kind of budget have you got? And write it down on a piece of paper. Now, everybody has a very different idea of money, and I think some people feel a bit panicked about the summer holidays because suddenly it means like lots of added expenditure. Personally, I find it really, really fun to challenge myself to spend as little money as possible during the summer holidays. Not because I'm tight or anything, but it means that I think more creatively about what we're going to do. Now, we're National Trust members, and I love our National Trust member days, and our boys are just really, really happy running around in the wild with a stick, climbing trees or whatever, rain or shine. We love to take a picnic, we love to go and explore. So the kind of things that I spend money on during some holidays are ice creams, coffees when we go out. I don't spend a huge amount of money on going to fancy places and day trips. Yeah, we do some stuff like that. We might go to London or something, but yeah, just see how you feel. There is some research shows that children, let me just check, kids don't remember the extravagant things from their childhood. Children actually remember, as they grow older, the smaller things, the memories, the feelings that they've done. I mean, if you just think, how often have you had a conversation with somebody and a few months later you can't remember what was said exactly, but you remember the feeling of what was said? You remember whether that person made you feel really loved, really valued, or whether that person was like negative and made you feel, I don't know, fearful or doubt yourself or whatever. You remember the feelings. So the idea is that working with the budget kind of thing, you can be more creative if you set a lower budget, or if you don't have a budget. Not everyone has a budget, and that's the thing, that's the reality. But even if you do have the budget, think creatively, because your children, they want those things they want the memories, like that feeling of, the fun and the adventure. It's fun, it's good. So write down the budget. And then the next thing, this is like the practical stuff here. The next thing is one activity. So if you're planning the holidays, you'd factor in one activity a week of something to do, somewhere to go, or people to see, and then one chill activity per week. And what is really fun is to get the children involved. Like my boys, I would say to my boys, what do you want to do this half term? What do you want to do this holidays? Who do you want to see? It gets them involved as well. So you're not always telling them, right, we're going there, we're doing this. And I've suggested one activity a week, because what tends to happen is we're like, oh, we've got 6 weeks, there's so much time, and we end up cramming so much into the holidays, and we end up then getting, doing too much. We end up rushing, we end up getting stressed, we end up getting grumpy, we end up getting tired with each other, maybe a bit snappy with each other. So the way that's really good to do it is to actually take a step back, book one activity, one thing that you're going to do to chill together. So 2 activities, 1 chill, 1 action, if you like, and then leave the rest to being impromptu. You don't have to have back-to-back things booked in your diary, because that's only going to lead to disaster at the end of the day. It's going to lead to everyone feeling really exhausted, because the idea of a holiday is to recuperate. It's to have some downtime. It's to have some fun. It's not to get so stressed out about what you're doing and doing so much that you don't actually enjoy it, that you're rushing from here to there to everywhere and you don't enjoy it. So 1 activity, 1 action activity, 1 chill activity, leave the rest to how you feel. See who you want to feel. Just be a bit more spontaneous, and see what happens. Yeah, you might want to book in an extra activity, but yeah, to start with, just book in 1 thing. And then the next thing then, so we've talked about budget, we've talked about like actual activities. The next thing, your working hours. So what money, you can write this down. What is that the minimum amount of money that you actually need to make this holidays? Can you afford to work with less clients over the holidays? Can you afford to work a few less hours over the holidays? Or do you actually need to keep on working the same number of hours? Now, this is obviously going to be different for all of you. It all depends on your family, your household income. But it's a really important thing to reflect on. Because for me, for example, I know that I've got a set amount coming in every month anyway from one of my clients. And I work on top of that. So, I'm coaching, doing other things. I'm doing things like this masterclass, whatever. Obviously, I don't get paid for things like this. Collaborations and things you don't always get paid for. So if you know that you're earning already your minimum hours, so I know that in 10 hours a week, I tend to work between, it does vary quite a lot, but I tend to work between 30 and 40 hours a week, or 20 and 30. It really does vary a lot every week, depending on what's going on with the children, what's going on with the family, and all sorts. But I know that one client is 10 hours a week and I earn a set amount of money from that. So what I can do now is actually just strip back the rest, because that is the minimum that I need for the holidays. So I'm actually going to strip back my hours a bit. I'm going to chill out a bit on my hours. I've made the decision that I need to spend more time with my children. I'm actually working on a project at the moment. We're actually moving house. So my time is going to be quite taken up with that as well. So creating the space to know that, I can deal with all that calmly, but knowing that I've also got this buffer of an income that I know that I'm having, I can just kind of, step back a bit. So it's interesting. So you're working, what do you actually need to earn? And then the other thing would be to just, what would your ideal working hours be over the school holidays when your kids are around? Just write that down if you have a thing. And does that match the actual money that you're making? Does it match what you the money that you're making, money that you need to make to pay for the bills or whatever. And are you putting your kids into childcare? Because quite often, you know, that childcare cost sometimes is actually more than what you're making. Sometimes, not always. Again, it depends what you do, when your income. So those things. So the money that you need to earn for the bills versus your ideal working hours. Is there any disparity in that? Or is there some wiggle room to strip back? So this session is going to be a few kind of like questions as well, to sort of reflect on, practical questions. So we mentioned about childcare as well. So have you organised childcare already? If you're watching this live or on the replay, just pop in the chat whether your kids are going to childcare and how you feel about that. I'm going to put my boys into childcare for a little bit, and they're going to go to their grandparents for a bit. They don't need to, because of the way that my working hours, and because I can be flexible around them. But there are things that I would like to do. There are some things that I need to do, and obviously I've got this income. I need to work with this particular client for 10 hours at least a week. Now sometimes they're quite happy, you know, having a tech day or whatever, or a few hours, and then we'll go out in the afternoon. But for 6 weeks, I don't really want them to be playing on the PlayStation the whole time. But also it's really nice for them to have other experiences. So they'll spend time with their grandparents, and they'll have other experiences. They'll go to different places, and they're just hanging out with different people. They're actually going to go to a tennis club for a morning a week, just because they want to learn tennis. They don't need to, but I'm in a fortunate position that I don't need to put them in. But actually, it's a good thing, I think, for them to go to childcare. If, you know, the finances, the budget versus your ideal working hours and stuff work. But of course, if they don't, then is it more cost effective for you to keep the kids at home rather than putting them into childcare so you can work less? You don't have, you know, to make so much money then. Okay. So that's kind of like the practical stuff. So your budget, your childcare situation, your working hours, and what you need to earn. And the next phase really is about your energy levels. Really, we talked about already. I've talked already about only booking in like minimal things during the holidays, because we have to manage and pace our time and our energy during the school holidays. There's a lot of other factors, you know. There's the constant request. Put your hand up in the comments if you get this. Mum, can I have a snack? Every 5 minutes. Mum, can I have a snack? And it's your constant. Or Mum, can I have some sweets? Mum, can I go out in the garden or whatever? So you're trying to work. So yeah, there's a lot of distraction if you're trying to work from home and stuff. So and just even if you're not working, there's just a lot more to juggle. You know, if you're going out for the day, there'll be like picnics to make, extra mouths to feed in the daytime, because normally I just quickly make myself some lunch and I'll eat it. But yeah, there's just extra things to think about. There's more washing, I think, during the holidays, or is there? I don't know. Sometimes they tend to wear the same things over and over and over again until I'm like, that thing's standing up by itself now, you need to put that in the wash. But yeah, other times if we've been out and about, they'll get muddy, we'll get wet or whatever, so there's often more washing to do, and stuff. Obviously we're in the house more, so the toilets need cleaning more often, for example, more cleaning, more plates going through the dishwasher, or, you know, pans that need washing up. So yeah, there is more to think about. So you know what you can handle, energy. You know what your energy levels are. So maybe you set your working hours for times when your energy is highest, so you can be the most productive. And then you spend the time with the children when you're lowest. So if you were to, I don't know, like write a thing now, like morning, noon, afternoon, evening, just tick or say where your energy levels tend to be highest and where they tend to dip. Because from a work point of view, that is probably where you need to focus your work attention. And then you can be with the kids for the rest of the time and chill, knowing that you've been super productive during those times. Be really interested to hear when everyone's energy is at the peak. I find that the morning is best for me to work. So during the summer holidays, it's not unusual for me to get up early and do a couple of hours even before breakfast, and I just change my routine up a little bit. So that's another thing for you to consider. Just change the routine up a bit. Pace yourself and balance. You know, it's this whole balance of the fun time versus the work time versus the chill time, and get that balance right. So it can be enjoyable, fun times together. Yeah, we just don't want to get grumpy. I know that when I'm tired and when I feel stressed and harassed and whatever, I get more grumpy, I get more snappy, and I don't want to be that mum. I also know that when my kids are really tired, they argue more, and that can trigger me. It's like, that can make me feel stressed. So we need to try and eliminate these little things and just really focus on responding to now. So notice patterns. So you've had a few late nights, so have a few early nights, or make sure they have an early night. Don't let the cycle continue, break the cycle, and then build and start again. Hopefully this is all making sense. And mindset. So for example, are you one of these parents who dreads the summer holidays, or are you one who embraces it? Are you that mum who cries when you drop them back at the school gates after the summer holidays, or are you cheering as they go back? Again, let me know in the comments which category you come in. There is no judgment at all, by the way. If you are the mum who gets super snappy with your kids, who shouts at your kids, who cheers when they go back to school, that's fine. But the thing is, if you don't want to be that mum, then you can change it, and that's what I can help with through my coaching. I've worked with a lot of mums who say they don't want to be that shouty mum. They don't want to be the snappy, stressy mum. And the thing is, I've noticed a pattern over those years. I love it. I love a pattern. I love discovering a pattern, because then you can change it, break it, you can break the cycle. So I've noticed a very definite pattern that whenever I'm most tired, I get more stressed, more snappy. However, your children, they reflect your mood back to you. So if I go in all happy, if I go in dancing, which I do sometimes, or cheery, whatever, the boys tend to pick up on that vibe. Whereas if I am tired and worried and stressed and whatever, and a bit growly, I find that they are more likely to be grumpy and stressy and argue. So we have to be, as mums, we have to be so conscious and intentional about how we're feeling all the time. Really, really conscious about our moods. How am I feeling right now? How are you feeling right now? Answer this question. How are you feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? Now, I feel happy and I feel excited right now. But are you feeling a bit low? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling anxious about something? And know that you can change this. You can respond to this mindfully, intentionally, consciously. And when you do, your children respond to that. You as a mum have the power to teach your children, to role model to your children how to manage and regulate their emotions. First, you have to learn it for yourself, because our children, they don't know how to regulate their emotions and their moods and what they feel. They don't know what to do with the feelings, their emotions. So they need us to help them. So by showing them that we can be happy and stuff, and that, okay, so I am feeling really stressed right now, but now I'm choosing not to be really stressed. I want to be happy, I want to feel present, I want to feel fun. And I often talk my children through this process as well. Like, you know, grief, for example, that's a huge thing. And like, I lost my nana 2 years ago, and we were very, very close, and she left the most enormous hole, and honestly, I was a complete mess, but I didn't hide it. Even now, like 2 years on, sometimes I will just burst out crying, and I don't know why. You know, suddenly I miss her, you know, like maybe, oh dear, I'm going to well up now, I think. You know, like, I would have told Nana that, or I would have phoned her, or whatever. But she's not there. And I was so lucky, because I was 41 when she died, and I had her in my life for 41 years, which is so rare, and it was so beautiful. But we had such a beautiful relationship. But they've seen me grieving that whole time. This has gone a bit off topic now, but I just wanted to highlight how important it is that we actually show and role model us dealing with our emotions and our feelings. So you see, back to school holidays, so you've had a few late nights, and you're feeling a bit grumpy, a bit snappy, and I'll say, oh look, I'm sorry I was a bit snappy. Let's draw a line under that and let's move on. And I encourage them to do the same. So if they come into the room and they're a bit tired and grumpy, we might have a few words or whatever. They might bicker, or I might get snappy back. And then I'm like, no, right, we're going to reset. Let's reset. It's not uncommon for us to actually leave the room, or for me to leave the room and to come back in and say, let's start again. Let's start this morning again in a different mood. That's me choosing to respond in a different way. And as a mum, it is such a powerful tool to have. You have full power over your feelings, even the really low ones. Because when you practice mindfulness and you live intentionally, then you can pull yourself. The ideal is that there's that balance constantly. It's like being on a boat that, you know, the waves are going, and we want to stay on an even keel as much as possible, an even emotional state. This is like the homeostasis of the household, and this is so important during the summer holidays. And the more we can practice this ourselves, the more we can teach our children. And actually, it makes parenting those children a lot easier, because they're regulating their emotions. So yeah, so we've done some practical stuff. We've gone on to some sort of mindset stuff. So the next little stage, aligning your time. Okay. So I'm actually going to ask you some questions now, some general questions. So there's 4 pillars. Okay, 4 pillars that I teach in my coaching: priorities, boundaries, mindset, and energetics. Okay, I know we've covered a little bit of the mindset and the energetics already, but these questions will really sort of drill it in. They'll become very applicable to you, to your life, because this is the thing, like, everybody has such different circumstances. You know, when it comes to finances, where you live, the support you get, your children's behaviour, how you're feeling. Yeah, just there's so much. Like, everybody, it has different circumstances. So the idea of this masterclass and how I coach is to help you step into your power for your individual circumstances. We don't fit into boxes. We don't fit into boxes, and we shouldn't be made to feel like we have to either. This is wrong, society. This is like, watch out, I'm coming through. Michelle's coming through. Like, we're going to change this. We got to change it to know that we can do our own thing. And if we're having an off day, that's fine. If we're not feeling, or, you know, our emotions aren't so great, so happy, that's fine too. But then you've got those tools to bring yourself out of that. And everybody is going to have different up days and down days. And there is, you know, again, duality. There's no light without dark, no life without death, no summer without winter. And, you know, there's no ups without down, coming down again. It's as simple as that. That is life. That is life. And we are here to change, to flow like a river through life on our journey. We can change directions. We can change how we respond. We can change course. We can change our beliefs. We can change our mindset. We can change how we feel. Okay, it's all within your power. Okay, so when you've aligned these, so I see it as a cross. Okay, so we've got priorities, boundaries, energetics, and mindset. Okay, when these 4 things are aligned in the middle, this is where you align your time. This is where you live with intention, in full integrity, in your truth. Okay, so I'll ask questions for each of these 4 pillars. Okay, so priorities. So what's most important to you this summer holidays? So journal questions. What is most important to you this summer holidays? And what 5 things do you value most? What 5 things do you value most during the summer holidays, the summer period in life? In your life during the summer holidays, I mean. So hopefully, if you're watching live or watching the replay, then you can write these questions down and have a bit of time to answer them now, but you might just have to come back to them. And this is a really, really good exercise to do in life in general anyway. And then the other thing is, like, what do you really want to achieve during the summer holidays? So I'm talking work, I'm talking places you want to visit, people you want to see. Like, what do you really want to achieve? Spending every day in your pajamas, watching films. So what do you want to achieve? What I'll do, I think, is post these questions in the Facebook group, in the Facebook community later. So if you haven't had chance to journal on them now, you can go back to them later. And with regards to your priorities, it does not matter if it seems unrealistic, or you know, you don't necessarily have to do it this summer holidays. It could be that you're putting things into place for next summer holidays, or the October half term, for example. But what you're doing is you're setting that intention that things are going to feel easier. That you're going to get the flow right, you're going to get the balance right, you're going to get the juggle isn't going to feel so much of a juggle, it's going to feel more fun. Because that's what we want in life. We want to have more fun. We want the time for the things that we want to do, the things that light us up. Not for the things that we have to do, that drag us down. I'm hoping I'm still alive. I've frozen on the on my other screen. Yeah, I'm still live. That's good. I wondered if I'd frozen or something. Yeah. So the next, so then you can ask yourself every day of the holidays, like, am I achieving my priorities? Like, am I close to them? And that just keeps you focused. It sets a benchmark. Okay. So the next pillar says boundaries. So what do you wish your children, your family, and like your friends wouldn't do or say, or would do or say? Like how do you wish that they would behave in a different way during the holidays? Because once you've identified that, you can actually share with them your expectation, your minimum standards. Boundaries, it's all about your minimum standards for how you want to live your life. Like, what do you tolerate or not tolerate? And you have to be consistent with the children and with yourself, and the family. You have to be consistent. So it's a case of, no, I don't tolerate that behavior. No, I don't tolerate that behavior. No, or can you? Is there another way you can talk to me? I'm not. Do you think that's a nice way to talk to me? I don't like that way that you're talking to me. Can we please try? Can you think of another way to ask me that same question? To be what do you tolerate? So what do you wish your children, your family, friends would or wouldn't say or do or behave? And how do you wish that you could feel more supported during the holidays? Do you wish that you had more support from grandparents, for example, or from your partner? Because if this is the case, then it may be that you need to have that conversation with them. Have you ever had that conversation? Because what I've learned is that people aren't mind readers. People aren't mind readers, and people are generally so busy doing their own thing. They're blinkers in their own world. Unless you have a conversation, unless you express your feelings to somebody or actually ask the question, then they often don't know that you're expecting something of them. So we can't expect stuff unless we've expressed it. And then you can try and figure out how to make it happen. People do like to be asked for help. Like my mum, for example, if I ask her to have the boys, she's up for it. But she rarely thinks, oh, shall I offer to have the boys, for example? So I have to ask. So just a little aside. She doesn't know that I need childcare on a certain day. How would she? Because I've got an event or something. And boundaries. What can you realistically weave into your days for you? So we've talked a lot about the juggle, work, the children, how to manage the work and children, but it's really important that you're always looking after yourself first and foremost. I am such a huge advocate of me first parenting. You have to fill your cup before anyone else's. I'm laughing because I know, Hayley, you're called a happy cup, aren't you? You have to fill your cup first, because otherwise you've got nothing to give. You're depleted. You run on empty. My cleaner, I'm really lucky. I pay for cleaner. Before I could afford a cleaner, I'd just like to say. So if anyone's watching and you think, oh, she's a bit posh, she's got a cleaner. I made the decision that paying my cleaner meant that I could actually focus more on other areas of my business and actually help me make more money in my business. And when you break my cleaner down, it's like she only comes every couple of weeks. I'd love her to come every week, but yeah, it's like a couple of pounds a day. And to to pay a couple of pounds a day to take so much stress out of my head of like, oh, I've got to do the cleaning. When am I going to fit the cleaning in, kind of thing. And it's just nice having a clean house. So yeah, so she arrived yesterday. She was frazzled because she'd been rushing around cleaning. I'm like, you need something to eat. Let me get you something to eat. So before she did my cleaning, I fed her. She just needed like something for herself because she was running on empty. So yeah, so what can you do? You have the power to take that time for yourself. It's the simple things that really make the difference. So I'm going to give you a very real example here. I will not get up from the sofa if I have a hot cup of tea in front of me. I refuse. There's boundaries in play here. They know, my family know, that if I'm drinking a cup of tea, there is no way I'm moving until I've drunk it, because I'm so fed up, or got so fed up of drinking cold tea or being disturbed. For me, my cup of tea is like that Zen moment. I don't know what it is. It's just, there's something about having a hot cup of tea that I just really love. Pop in the comments if you feel the same, or if you think I'm completely crazy. And if you think I'm crazy, I won't be offended, because I embrace my weirdness. But yeah, I will not move until I've had that cup of tea. And it might be 5 minutes, it might be 10 minutes, it might be 15 minutes. I might even sneak in an episode of, well, I was watching Emily in Paris, but now I'm watching Working Mums. But yeah, it's like, no, I'm watching my TV programme and having a cup of tea. I'll make dinner afterwards. Or like if I am sat down and my husband starts emptying the dishwasher, he's great like that, bless him. But I'll say, oh, I was going to do that after my cup of tea. So, you've just got home from work, come join me. And if he doesn't come and sit with me, and if he insists on emptying that dishwasher, then that's on him, not on me. I will still have my cup of tea. I've told him I will do it. I've set my boundary. I've set my tolerance levels. I will go and help him in a minute. We can do it together in a minute, and he can come and rest with me, or he can do it by himself right now if he absolutely has to do it right now. So that's like just really practical examples of me like finding time for myself. Might just be that your minimum standard is that you want to go for a walk every morning in the school holidays just to stretch. So maybe the boys, your children know, right, you're going to go for a walk every day, for example, but that's what you need to do for you. So it doesn't have to be just on your own. You can have the family around, whatever. You could do your exercise video with the boys in the background. I keep saying the boys, I've got 2 boys, but yeah, with the children around. They will learn that you are doing something for you. And it's important that mum does something for herself that she enjoys too, because otherwise she doesn't get any time to do anything that she enjoys. Because she's so busy looking after everyone else. You deserve that time. So, yeah, setting new minimum standards for how you wish to live your life. Okay, so the third pillar is mindset. So this is very much about gratitude. It's about not living in lack and scarcity. I really believe that if you live from a place of lack, if you're always saying, oh, I haven't got enough money, I haven't got enough time, oh, my clothes, I need some new clothes, I don't like my clothes, oh, I don't know, oh, I just wish I could go out to that restaurant, or go and get coffee, or I don't know, whatever. If you live life, this may trigger you if you are that person, but hopefully it will inspire you to think that there is a different way. So yeah, if you are a person who is constantly talking and voicing about what you don't have, how are you ever going to receive more? How are you ever going to receive more? Because you can't hold it, and the universe won't reward you for it because you're not grateful for it. So gratitude is an incredible tool for changing your whole perspective of the world, of your life, of your family, how they behave, the support you receive. I'm so grateful that my mum is having my boys, even though I've had to ask her. I'm so grateful that she's doing it. I'm so grateful for my clean house. My cleaner came yesterday. I'm so grateful for my bed. I'm so grateful for this chair and the fact that I've got a carpet on the floor and my feet are warm on this rainy day. And when you can start to work with the resources that you already have available, you have to intentionally, consciously practice this every day. So like I'll be walking down the street. I'm grateful for the rain today because the grass was looking really brown. I'm grateful for the rain today because it means I don't have to water the plants this evening. When you can be really intentional about it, yeah, magic happens, honestly. It lifts your vibe so much and it really helps you maintain that even keel. It is powerful. So potent, so potent. So what resources are already available to you right now during the summer holidays? What can you be really grateful for right now? Is it the kids clubs? Is it the fact that you work from home? Is it the fact that your husband, your partner is a teacher and can be around to help with the children while you work and you can have some family time? Is it the fact that you live close to the beach? We only live about 10 minutes from the beach, and we can pop down there on a morning, or during the what resources have you got available to you? Going back to the beginning as well, I said about like your minimum, like the money that you're already receiving in. So like I'm grateful for that money. That means that I can take a little bit of a breather over the summer holidays to spend more time with the boys and so things aren't such a juggle. So what can you feel thankful for? So you got what resources are available to you already, and what do you or can you feel thankful for right here, right now, in this space, at this particular point of your life, your day. So yeah, I don't know if you're scribbling or not. That's why it's hard on Facebook Live sometimes, because you don't know actually whether people need more time or not. And yeah, so what have you already achieved today? Have you already achieved today? What have you already achieved this year? I'm sure it's loads. And do you deserve to have a little bit of a breather over the summer holidays so you don't get completely crazed and go insane? Sanity and success. What's your definition of success? My definition is to feel calm and happy every day. That's my definition of success. The money in society, the money is what it's all about, isn't it? You know, if you drive a fancy car, then you're successful. If you live in a massive house, you're successful. If you wear designer stuff, you're successful. Well, no, sod that. I don't give a damn about the car. I want a nice car. I want to make sure it goes. I want it to look decent, but it doesn't have to be the most expensive, fancy, car out there. I don't have to wear designer stuff. It's what's in here. That is what makes me successful. I don't earn a fortune. I earn what I need to make me feel happy, to live my life. And yes, I plan to earn more money, but not because I want to buy fancy stuff and feel successful because I've earned more money. It's because of the impact I know that having more money can actually bring to the world. Because if I'm earning more money, I've helped more people. If I'm earning more money, I can do more things with that money. I have plans. I won't go into that now, but I can do things with that money that are really important to my values, my personal values. And it's definitely not about, feeling successful in the sense of, you know, traditional sense of, oh, she's so successful, she's got a little fancy car and all this stuff. No, it's in here. That's what success is, for sure. I would love to know your thoughts on this. I really would. What does success mean to you? So pillar number 4, nearly there. Pillar number 4 is all about energetics. So this is how you feel every single day. It's how you feel right here, right now, and who you wish to become. And you know, the absolute magic is that when you can get priorities, boundaries, mindset, and energetics aligned, when they are all working together succinctly, who you are now, what you dream of, what you think is impossible, well out of your reach, not in your reality, realms of reality. When you feel calm, you've got your priorities, you're living intentionally, you're living mindfully, you're living with conscious choice, you can take aligned steps and collapse time. Like, I'm really successful. I feel like I'm the luckiest girl. That's weird. My internet just dropped out. I'm on the Wi-Fi now. Hopefully we're still on the same thing. Okay. Yes, so where was I? Very strange, the internet dropped out. Thank you, internet. I'm very grateful to have you back, and I was thank you for having you all that time leading up to that point. So yes, I was talking about you collapse time. You collapse time, so you're working consciously, intentionally. You when you're in a really calm state of being rather than doing, what you actually do is you can create space, you can see new perspectives, see new pathways, you rewire beliefs, you rewire like thought patterns, and you can change your habits, make conscious choice to change your habits and things, and you can actually become the person that you really want to be, so you can live that best life. So let's do that this summer. Let's do that this summer and be that person that you really want to be. So looking at the energetics, so what is your ideal day? What's your ideal day during this summer? How do you wish to feel daily? So every morning, before I even open my eyes, I ask myself, how do I want to feel today? And it will vary every day depending on what's going on. So it could be excited, it could be confident. If I was, I don't know, doing a presentation, like new coaching client, going to a networking event, it could be many different things. Whatever emotions, whatever emotions that comes to mind, something will just drop into your head. And what's your vision of yourself at the end of the holidays? When you look back over the holidays, what's your, you've got to the end of the school holidays and you are sane and you feel successful and you look back, who are you at the end of the summer holidays, knowing that you've juggled. So that brings me to the end of this Sanity and Success for Summer Masterclass. If you've got any questions about anything at all that I've talked about, then please do DM me or put a comment. I love questions. It's all good. Lots of questions. It means that I haven't explained something, or we just haven't covered something. You might want to ask something specific about your own circumstances, how to deal with a specific situation. So ask away. Do please ask away. I'll pop the questions into the Facebook community. If you are interested in working with me on a deeper level to dive deep into this for your personal circumstances, then please do get in touch with me. I have got capacity over the summer for coaching calls, but come September I'll have a lot more capacity, and I'm planning on launching my group program, Align Your Time. So yeah, so if you're interested in a coaching call with 60-90 minutes via Zoom, I work virtually, then let me know. If you message me with summer, I'll give you a 10% discount as well. And if you're local, if you're in Dorset area, I have Align Your Time in person holistic connection and wellbeing day retreats. So I've got my next one on Friday the 18th of August, from 10:30 till 2. That's at the Wellness Woods, which is a private woodland near Athpuddle, sort of Dorchester way, and it is stunning there. That's a really amazing place to just come, really connecting with yourself, connecting with other people, connecting with Mother Earth, and we practice mindfulness, meditation, forest bathing, mindful movement, journaling. It's just so magical. So yeah, email me, DM me about that too, to ask for the details. Retreat, message me retreat. So you've got summer for 10% off life coaching for one-to-one life coaching sessions, or retreat to find out more about the day retreat, the 1 day retreat. That includes lunch as well, and it's just such a beautiful experience. Really calming. You really, the fog lifts, you can really see your vision clearly where you want to be. Obviously we're not talking about summer as such, we're talking long term. That is in the school holidays obviously, but it should be, I believe it should be a non-negotiable part of your working week, to do things like that, to that self-care and really connecting in with yourself, because that is where you find the intentional living. That is where you're looking after yourself, you're recharging your batteries, recalibrating, so you're able to keep that even keel, re-energizing. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your comments, give me any feedback, ask me any questions, and I send you loads of love and light. Take care. Bye.